Hi, hello, and welcome to another video. Today we're doing another full face of one brand, and that brand is Danessa Myricks. So let's go ahead and get into it. First up, I am taking her Yummy Skin Serum. I have the shade Juice Boost, which is just so fun to say. Take 3, could need more. Little stripies, and rub this all over the skin. This gives a glowy, hydrated base, and I use it quite frequently, even if it's not a all Danessa look. Very glowy and really plumps up the skin. So if there's a foundation that's a little too drying on your skin, this would be a great option, but I like everything dewy, juicy, and glowy. The only con that I have for this is I don't appreciate the smell. It is pretty strong, like floral smell, potpourri. I don't know, not quite potpourri, but it's pretty strong. Luckily, it does dissipate. That's the only downside, but this is a great product. I'm going to be using things in a way that might not be typical for the everyday user, but I want to show you as many products as I can. One of them being the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Foundation. This confused me when it first came out, and really a lot of other people too, because it is called Yummy Skin Serum Foundation. So we were expecting something glowy, light, sheer coverage. No, no ma'am. This packs the coverage faux show. So what I'm going to do today is mix it with my holy grail skin tint. This is honestly the best skin tint I've ever tried. This is her Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint. I wear the shade 1. 4 in with this serum foundation. There's a theme throughout her brand that a little bit of product goes a long way, and her complexion products are no exception. I believe she says you can get away with like 1 squirt of this. That's not really true. I need a few. I did 4 drops of the serum foundation, and I just counted like 1-2 seconds of this. So we get a hybrid, and she does have tools that you can blend things out with. Sponges, puffs, brush. This is the Yummy Skin brush. I'm just going to use that today for obvious reasons. These two together give a nice medium coverage, and you still get that glow from the skin tint and the juice boost. I just like saying that. And the glow serum underneath. And hopefully you can tell this color matches really good. I didn't even use half of what I squeezed out. The brand does not have a specific concealer product. There are other products within the brand, like the Groundwork palette. This shade Sandstone in particular can be used as concealer and spot touch-ups. I'm going to grab for an OG product of hers to cover up my under eyes. This is the Vision Cream Cover, and I'm using this shade N01 Neutral 1. This is the most full coverage little foundation and concealer duo. So much coverage that I'm going to mix in a little bit of the glow serum to thin it out and help my dry under eyes, because I find that product on its own can be a little too drying under there. So even this is too much, taking the smallest amount I could possibly squeeze. Take a little concealer brush, and still it's so full coverage. Just need the tiniest bit. If you are a working makeup artist, I can see how this would be perfect for your kit, because it's tiny and it's really just customizable for whatever you need. Take that on my friend here, this hormonal friend. I don't really break out that much, but when I do, it's going to be on my chin. I am going to take one of her newer tools. This is a really cool brush, and I like to use it for foundation application, but I forgot to, so I'm going to try to blend out this concealer with it and really make sure that I try to get that line of demarcation underneath the eyes. This tool would really come in handy for summertime. If you have any of her Love and Light oils, just put it on your chest, rub it in with this, beautiful glowy summer goodness. And that's what I'm going to do because this has so much glitter in it. I don't like it for my face. So more for the body. And I'll be real with you, that's the first time that I mixed in this serum, the Glow Serum with Vision Cream Cover. And I love it. I have two products that are labeled as powder products. The Evolution Powder, and I have the shade Pink in that. And then a very unique to the brand product, which is the Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. This is the universal shade. And let me zoom you in. Ow! Back it up just a little bit. So this is a balm, meaning it's wet. I'll use it on my chin here. You can see it sets, there we go, without just like completely drying out your skin. It really like blurs these smile lines right here. Do some right here. So you can see it mattifies a little bit, but it doesn't like look super dry on the skin. And it definitely blurs out pores. This is really great to grab for when you're wearing no makeup, but you still want kind of a perfected skin day. This is great for that because it's literally clear and undetectable on the skin. And I know a lot of people also like to use this as a primer. This is super finely milled. It just feels like silk between your fingers. Super finely milled. Where is my powder brush? And I like to pat this in. This is not a dark pink. This is very light, so it's light enough for my super pale skin. Some pink powders are really obvious on my skin tone. I also like to set my nose cracks and my eyelids and brows. And it definitely adds some brightness, but it doesn't look too intense. Comes in multiple shades. It's a fantastic powder. There are two products in her line that I like to use to bronze my skin. The first one being the Balm Contour in the fair shade. And then the second one is her Vision Flush in the shade Nutcracker. So let's use both. Take the contour, which I definitely could see it being a contour on some people because it does have a gray to it, but for me, it's not enough gray. So it's more of a bronzer for me. And that was too much. Like I said, all her things are so versatile because of that pigment. But it just blends. I like this formula because it looks so natural on my skin. Again, there are colors in the Groundwork palette that you can use all over the face, bronzer included. I like to use Mirage or Desert for bronzers from this palette. Nutcracker, again, teeny tiny amounts. And we'll like sculpt the cheeks with that. I'm just going to use this same brush. It works great for all kinds of applications. I really like the ease of a liquid product. Add just a touch more. Hopefully you can tell this really sculpts, which I appreciate. And this little thing will last you your entire life. Some Danessa things do seem initially like a big splurge, but you definitely get a bang for your buck and your products will last you a very long time. So if you consider those things, it's definitely money well spent and there is value there. Now, because I have these blonde money pieces, I'm just going to take a spoolie and brush some of that bronzer out of my hairline. Good enough to just show you an application of this on the face. I'm going to take the shade Stone and contour my nose. Where is the brush I like to use? And I have hit pan on this shade because I like it for contour. And these two formulas, this is very similar to the Balm powder except for it is a pomade, so it's a little thicker and it has Upsolite in it, which is in a lot of her products that really provides longevity without over drying the skin. And then you have a corresponding powder. It is not fully a cool tone gray. There is some olive. So there are 3 different things you can use to bronze and sculpt the face. And I also have 3 different versions of something you can use for blush. This is the same as Nutcracker, but this is in the shade Tutu. You have the Blurring Balm Flush, very similar to the Blurring Balm Powder. Also has this Dewy Cheek and Lip palette, and I love these. They're so good. I got an array of pinks here, so let's try to use them all. Got some experimentation going on, so I'm going to take Tutu, use that sparingly. And these Vision Flushes are marketed to be used on the eyes, cheeks, and lips. So it's a very sheer wash of Tutu. Just further proof that you can sheer these out beautifully. To take the Flush Blush, this is the shade It Girl. These are very pigmented. So I'm going to go gingerly with that as well. And these are a matte formula. You can see while it is matte, it does not like suck the life out of my skin. It does not look too drying. And the Upsolite formula is going to make it last all day long. I find the Vision Flushes do too, as long as you're not getting wet or super sweaty. And I'm going to take XOXO from the Dewy Lip and Cheek palette. And I'm going to kind of do like a Patrick Ta moment where he puts the cream over the powder. But I'm just going to go over these 2 blushes. And this is, as the name suggests, dewy. It's a very thin, sheer, gel-like even formula. Even though it is sheer, you can definitely build it up. She does that so most of her products can work on multiple skin tones. As a woman of color, she always has that in mind. Look how pretty and glowy. I personally really like this formula, but I want to let you know that it will not last all day. The layering of these 2 is a really good idea because this does last all day and this gives you the dewy finish. For highlight, I have 2 things. I have the Linework Volume 1 highlighter palette. It has these really gorgeous shades of highlight, and this is not a powdery formula that just looks cakey on the skin. It doesn't emphasize texture. It definitely looks wet and beautiful. And again, with the Vision Flushes, she has Vision Flush Glows, which are just a glowy version of the 2 that I just showed you. I'm going to take this shade Electric Love, put a little bit on the back of my hand. It does have a pink hue to it. I'm going to take that same brush I've been using and tap that over the cheeks very lightly. And again, you can use it on the eyes and the lips. I want to show you some of these highlighters. 2 that I use the most are Like Duh and Piece of Cake. Some of these deeper ones I use on the lids. Show you Like Duh on my nose. Super bright. Very bright. Dab into Piece of Cake, which is that pink one. Put that under the brow bone, just so you can see. Oh, it's just really beautiful. These would look amazing on the collarbones, the top of the shoulders. Like, this formula I feel like is severely underrated from the brand, and you can get it at Sephora online. Okie dokie, for the eyes, there is no shortage of products. She has palettes, color fixes in many different finishes, Twin Flames multi-chromes, and she has the really chunky but beautiful and easy to use chrome flakes. You can go super simple, everyday look to something really bold. So figuring out how to use all of those is going to be a really fun challenge. I'm going to start out with the Groundwork. I'm going to take the powder version of Chiseled through my crease. Once again, the pigment is there. This is just a really good shade to add some contours to the eye. Something I really like to do is take the sandstone powder, just on the same brush, and use that to buff out shadows. Super easy and seamless. Her latest Lightwork palette is Lightwork 5. I have all her Lightwork palettes except for Lightwork 2 because it is the same as the highlighter palette, just in a deeper range of colors. This is magical. Like, even if you don't wear a lot of bold colors in your makeup, you kind of have to admit that this is a beautiful palette. There are 6 different finishes in this palette, and I love it so much. Okay, I don't know what color story I want to go with today. Kind of feeling blues. Haven't done blues in a while. This is called the Lightwork 5 I Am palette, and each shade is more or less a mantra. I am resilient, I am radiant, I'm centered, etc., etc. Everything Danessa does has a positive message, and just, I have met her in person, and her aura, you instantly feel safe and you instantly feel loved and seen. We love that. Going to take the color Strong, which has purple, blue, teal, and a deep, right here, and you can see right here, a deep navy blue. These colors are so hard to capture on camera. So you can see the purple and the teal, the navy blue. I'm just gonna put this all over the lid. You can use a brush, but I find most of these colorful shadows look best with a finger. Really, really pretty. Beautiful. I'm going to take that same fluffy brush I was using earlier and also pick up some Strong, just so I can bring it up into the crease to meet that chiseled shade. I like to just go back and forth, so I'm going to add some of that, kind of making a little sandwich with these colors, so the blend is there. Going back into Sandstone, just going to constantly clean up and blur out. That way I have less to do when it comes to finishing the look. I'm going to reach for Moonlight Chrome Flakes. These are just basically glitter suspended in a gel. Absolutely just mind-blowing, stunning, darling. Come on. Tippy tap that sparingly on the center of the lid. Oh, they're so pretty. Perfect for parties, for editorial looks, for going to the grocery store. I like to use a flat brush to apply them. Okay, I said sparingly, but I basically put it all over the entire lid because I cannot be tamed. I'm going to take the True Love Twin Flames and use that on the lower lash line. These can be used all over the lid, of course, and you can see they are duochrome as well. Buff that out. So many shades of these. Surprisingly easy to work with. Can use them as liners too. Just gonna wing out that lower lash line a little bit. If things get too crazy, I absolutely adore using the blurring balm powder in the shade 1 to clean up anything around the lip line, liner, whatever you need. I'll just take it on a flat brush with hardly any product on there and just sweep and dab. I keep this on my beauty desk within arm's reach at all times. I'm going to take Resilient and place that on the very inner corner. She also has a liquid liner, the Linework liner. One of the darkest, blackest liners I have in my collection is a brush tip, which I definitely prefer. And you can see it goes right over those chunky chrome flakes. For my brows, I'm going to use the Groundwork palette. Going to use the shade Mirage on an angled brush. Of course, I added my own mascara because she does not have a mascara yet. I know a lot of makeup artists will use the Colorfix matte and blackout for lashes, but my lashes don't like that. Taking a spoolie through my brows and then going in very lightly at first with this pomade. When my hair was a deeper auburn / copper, I used the shade Harvest. It lasts very well. I like how easily it brushes through with a spoolie, so nothing gets really chunky. 0 people want chunky brows. I can easily reach for sandstone right here and use it just how I used the Balm powder. To clean up. This freckle right here makes it seem like my brows are wackadoo, but today they're not. Okay, I'm just going to run some clear brow gel over that and move on to the lips. Okay, so in the line, there are not specific lip liners or lipsticks, but as I said before, a lot of these things are multi-use, so we're gonna multi-use. I actually really like using the pomade in the Groundwork palette to line my lips. I'm going to dip in to Harvest with an angled brush and just align like you would with a lip liner. You can also use your finger, just smear it on. And for the lips, I'm going to use a Colorfix or 2. I'm going to take the Colorfix matte in Latte. These are super matte and also, again, super pigmented. This is the color of my lips, but a little bit more pink. Blending it in with the Harvest shade. Cute! That looks great. Alright, this might be a mistake, but she also has a glaze formula in her Colorfix, and I'm going to take this shade Oil Slick is black. Actually going to mix a little bit of the same formula, but the shade Crystal, just to sheer it out a little bit. Alright, let's see. Ooh, that is gorgeous. Black lip balms and glosses, and they're all like trendy right now. That lip! I kind of wish I had went for stone or even just like a light layer of, you know what, let's do it. Again, this might be a mistake, but I am going to take some tourmaline, which is the black. Yes. That definitely fits the vibe better. I don't want the Latte shade to get lost. Of course, you can use the Dewy Lip and Cheek on your lips. And the Vision Flushes. This is not a complete collection of things that Danessa has in her line. Some of the things that I have, and last but not least, I'm going to set it with her setting spray. There is a dewy version and a oil control version, which is this one, the Set It Forever Mist. And I don't mind going in with this one because I am so very glowy. Has a far-reaching but fine mist. Of course, we're generous with that. Feels good on the skin. It's not overly sticky, and it doesn't suck the life force out of my skin. Like, in need of some moisture. Even though it is oil controlling, you still look fresh. It's the Danessa Myricks look for today. Again, whoo, the options are absolutely endless. It's definitely an artist's type of brand. but easy enough to use that you don't have to be a literal makeup artist to use them. If you're ever curious on how to use her product, she does Teach Me Tuesdays on Instagram where she goes over new launches and how to use her products, and she gives suggestions on multiple ways to use them, and sometimes other artists come in and do looks, so it's actually really informative, and she like gives away stuff all the time in the Teach Me Tuesday lives. There's also a Danessa Myricks University on the website. She's really out there offering not just amazing makeup products, but knowledge as well. I am so thrilled that grungier looks are back in style, because they are my vibe. They are everything I wanted to be in high school, but I was too afraid to be different. And look at me now. I have a face full of holes and tons of tattoos. If you want to know my experience about any of the products that I use today, feel free to give me a message in the comments below, or go over to my Instagram. My DMs are always open and always a safe space for us to talk about makeup. I appreciate you so very much for clicking on this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you're feeling extra fancy, don't forget to share the video. It is HollyBethMakeup on every single platform. Thank you so much for watching. I have several more videos of these full face of one brand type deals, so if you like that, go check them out. I appreciate you so very much. As always, be blessed and be kind, and we'll see each other again very, very soon. Bye! Never do that again.